So one thing that you've been stressing is mental health as far as homeless people. I don't know if you have an exact number. I don't even know if you guys, if your company keeps this number. What percentage of the people that you help would you say has a mental health related issue?
I can tell you easily 90%, if not more.
Wow, 90%.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, you know, the system also helps, Jeremy. Like,
Yes.
like two things. It's now cheaper for people not to get married. It's it's worth for them not to get married. That way, each will have their own income.
Yes.
So this is something that I struggle with. I'm an old-fashioned lady, you know,
Yes.
and kids will be more committed when the father and mother, even if there's a divorce, but the mother and father are in the picture, you know.
Right.
And then the other thing is, you know, again, I think that we need to give the mental health patient more medical help before throwing them in jail or prison. And I don't know what's the difference between jail and prison, but I know that
Right.
there's a difference. I always ask some of my clients who were there, but I can't remember.
Yes.
But honestly, it's overwhelming, and I feel that we all could help. And one of these days, again, homeless people. Yes, there are some again that choose to be homeless. I totally understand that. But if they have, one of the things that the company is doing is really very reasonable housing.
Hmm.
Lots of housing offered by Coleman, and they are working on more housing.
Hmm.
And hopefully, many other companies will. I'm sure there's different companies like Coleman, but I stress Coleman because I see all the services that Coleman provides.
Absolutely. So, just to tag on that before we move on from that, and I get to the next question I wanted to ask you. Uh, so it sounds like mental health as well as social health is something that maybe as a community of people we should be considering when dealing with homeless people, because it's not just a failure to adapt. It's maybe a failure of us as a community of people to adapt to the growing issues that cause homelessness
I,
in general.
I think, Jeremy, you hit the nail on the head. I think we
Abs-
need to help more. I,
Yes.
we need to have more open mind to deal with these people. Many people have homes downtown that they're not using. Please open them and help people. It's a shame that I look forward and see. I look at many homes and they're closed and no one is using them, and at the same time you find people sleeping in the street.
Right. Absolutely. So the next thing for me, I have to just ask you is you're working with the chief of police as well as the mayor in your home of Lima, Ohio. Uh, I'm from a big city. You're from a medium small city. How can governments and us as people work with the government in 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 uh, in the best way that you know how, and in the way that you've been doing? How can we start to deal with the homelessness issue, because the population is only getting bigger, which is going to continue to thin out resources, which is going to squeeze some people from a monetary standpoint back into the below the poverty line continuously. And as that line continues to get even thinner, the people at the bottom are going to be pushed closer towards the people that you help. How in your opinion, how do you believe that governments, not in a uh, uh, fantasy kind of way, in a kind of real nuts and bolts way that you can see us dealing with right now, start to sort of ease the tension of the homelessness problem?
Because also, Jeremy, one of the issues is the opiate problem that we have. You know,
Yes.
this is a big time issue too, and alcoholism also. And people will think that alcohol is okay, and I honestly believe that it's the gateway.
Hmm.
And alcohol is the gateway for many all of this other addictions that people will get to it once they start with something.
Yes.
I I think that doctors have to be more strict when they are giving special kinds of meds to clients, um, because that's one big issue here we have in
Right.
the United States. And then the other thing, um, I think health insurance, um, hopefully what Obama started continues, and we don't stop that because everybody needs it, in the community. So I think it's different issues. People having open mind, people who have um, homes or warehouses that's closed should be opening it and helping the homeless people. Doctors need to be more careful when they are, what's the right word, offering the meds to their
Yes.
patients. And then again, forensic and how people who have mental health issues should be taken care of health wise, not thrown in jails. I think if all of us work together with all what I mentioned, it will be a less problem, which of course anybody in the community wants a safer downtown, you know?
1,000%.
Yeah. So
Yes.
I honestly it's safe, but I'm sure there's some issues, but it's all over the world first of all, and then all over the United States. And yes, there's some people because of their mental health issues, they will do things that is not kind or reasonable. But if they were put on the right track, and if we make sure they take their meds, and this is one of the things with changing season, is if they come and say, I need meds or I'm out of meds, this is so important. I take them right away to Coleman and let them meet their caseworker and help them, because if they need those meds daily, they should be having them daily. And it really
Yes.
makes a difference. I could tell from my clients, and of course, I never mention that. I'll never say, how are you like that? I feel you didn't take your meds. I cannot say that, but talking to them until they explain why that they are a little upset or a little angry, frustrated or whatever is the issue. And I
Right.
want to tell you, my first day at work, I was trying. At the end of the day, we have to put the names of the people who came, and I'm telling you, Jeremy, it's between 60 to 80 people a day. But
Right.
since I didn't know their names, and since they were handwriting it themselves, some will just kid and say the president, and some it will be able to read their names. So I thought I will have my notepad and ask people their names. And there was this angry guy who was really angry and swore some words and said, I'm not going to give you my name. And I was a little upset because why is he angry at me? And
Right.
when talking to my chief officer at that time, she said, you and him, you have to get together. And I said, yes, he has to come and apologize. And she said, no, Maha, you have to know why was he angry? Why was he upset? Is he uh, having a problem? Was he sleeping in the street? Did he take his meds? Does he need help? you know and this opened a totally different perspective for me. One of the things in that job, we don't take it personal. I am really lucky that I can say 99% of the clients appreciate me and appreciate all the staff, my colleagues, and like us. And I tell them it's like we spend with you time more than our family.
Right.
We are like a family together. But if somebody is upset that day or um, wants to be left alone or something, we respect that and we don't take it personally.
Right.